With continuing development all across Arizona, the Phoenix Fire Department is expanding even further into the West Valley. Station 62 has state-of-the-art amenities to ensure the safety of first responders and ward off the risk of cancer-causing materials. 12 News journalist Rachel Cole got a tour of the station. And Rachel, this is really fascinating. What are they doing?
Yes, it is extremely fascinating. Obviously, we continue to see that growth and cover the West Valley pretty extensively. But myself, along with the public, were invited out for a day in the life of our first responders to get a better idea of how those crews remain ready to respond to an emergency at a moment's notice. Take a look.
Station 62 operational.
A lot of commercial out here, a lot of residential, so response times is everything.
Captain Todd Keller sharing this station near 90th Avenue and Lower Buckeye in the works for 5 years. Already responding to emergencies, then coming back to a facility focused on their safety.
This is the first station to have those 3 zones, the red, yellow, and green zones.
Much like fire call classifications, the zones represent risk level areas.
We go into these fires, we go into these hazmat incidents, and we collect carcinogens. We collect stuff that is cancerous and that can kill firemen. And what we do is that we're trying to get that stuff off and minimize that risk as quickly as we can.
The hope, warding off cancer-causing carcinogens and keeping our first responders safe.
We send our turnouts in, we get rid of all of our clothes to minimize the ingestion and the absorption of these carcinogens that can cause cancer.
These are air bottles.
Along with safety, efficiency.
We can fill our own air bottles up through this machine right here. We have one of these at the training academy, but this is a station that will have it where our members can come back and fill their own air bottles up.
And so they can in turn focus on the safety of the communities they serve.
So you just asked a great question. How many stations have stuff like that? And this is the first one. You know, they don't build new fire stations ever so often. So they're making sure that they're outfitted, obviously, to protect first responders, as we've seen them increase in deaths because of cancer-causing carcinogens, as Captain Todd Keller said. So now moving forward, each one will be built with those zones. They can strip down and get those turnouts off and make sure that they're not taking that stuff inside the stations where they essentially spend a third of their lives.
I know, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they do things that, you know, most people can't.
Right.
And that's really groundbreaking what they're doing. So.
It is, yeah. And that's been in the works for 5 years. So it's good to see it operational and nice that they invited the public.
And it's only with new stations they can't, you know, build it at the existing stations.
Yeah, and that's one thing I asked him too. They can try to ward it off as best they can and try to strip down from that stuff. But I mean, there's only so many areas where they can put those things. So they send their turnouts out at other stations. But that one's just those specific zones built in.
Good to know.
So,
All right. Thank you so much for that.